Hello everyone, it's Spurs Radio 96 here, and welcome to the 6th episode of the FIFA 20 Borussia Mönchengladbach career mode. We begin today's episode with Bundesliga action here at Borussia Park as Borussia Mönchengladbach take on Werder Bremen. First of all, I need to apologise. The episode in which you're expecting the German Cup match against Münster, the away match against Wolfsburg at AC in the Europa League, and an away match against Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga was not possible due to some recording issues, but I can guarantee you we had a good episode. We booked our place in the Europa League. We beat Bayer Leverkusen away on our home turf and cemented 5th position in the league, as well as thrashing 3rd division side Münster 6-2. As you can see, our striker there, Andre Silva, 4 goals in the last 3 matches. He is certainly on hot form. In the previous Bundesliga match, which you couldn't see, once again I apologise for, we won away at Bayer Leverkusen 2-1. It was a tough game. Asani Play scored the 2 goals. And it means Borussia Mönchengladbach getting a nice little run together in the Bundesliga. We haven't lost since the 3rd game of the season when we lost 2-1 against Red Bull Leipzig here at Borussia Park. We've beaten the likes of our fierce rivals FC Köln. We beat Fortuna Düsseldorf. We got a clean sheet at Hoffenheim. We beat Augsburg. We've drawn Borussia Dortmund, even though it was rather unfortunate. And we thrashed Eintracht Frankfurt 7-1. And then, of course, we had the recent away success where Bayer Leverkusen. And there is the first 11 that will take part in this match. Werder Bremen pretty close to us in the table. They're only like 3 to 4 points behind us. So it's important we win this match and continue our good trend of good Bundesliga form. As you can see, for Werder Bremen, they're going for a 4-3-2 or 4-5-2 formation. Very attacking indeed. On to the first half ice, just the 3rd minute, and Werder Bremen on the attack, and Sommer collects the ball. A bit of a miscommunication there, and Sommer's managed to get it back, and Ginter's made a mistake, and Werder Bremen take the lead at Borussia Park. Mönchengladbach just love conceding goals in this career mode. No clean sheet at home since the victory against Augsburg. And it's a horrible defensive mistake at the back between Ginter and Sommer. And Werder Bremen have taken the advantage earlier on in the first half. Absolute disaster. We shot ourselves in the foot with a defensive mistake against Borussia Dortmund. We've only gone and done the same again. And Nicholas Kirk has scored his 5th Bundesliga goal of the season, and it's a bit of a bad start here for Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's Mönchengladbach 0, Werder Bremen 1. 29th minute, Mönchengladbach are trying to get back into the game here. And Silva, great pass towards Thuram. And Thuram has put it in. Half an hour mark, Mönchengladbach are level at Borussia Park. That will lift the spirits of the crowd. And Marcus Thuram, who's been promoted to the first team due to good performances in comparison to Fabian Johnson, has rewarded his first big start in the first team with a goal. A great combination there from Andre Silva and Asani Play. And Borussia Mönchengladbach are level. We may struggle to stop. We may be conceding goals in this career mode, but we certainly love scoring them. And Marcus Thuram scores his 3rd goal of the season. He scored goals against Fortuna Düsseldorf and Augsburg, and he's now scored 1 here against Werder Bremen. It's Mönchengladbach 1, Werder Bremen 1. And there goes the half-time whistle. After a horrible start, Mönchengladbach did get back into the game. Of course, you saw for the equaliser from Marcus Thuram. And our performance was pretty encouraging. We weren't too deflated with conceding the early goal. Of course, it was a setback. But Marcus Thuram, on his first big start for the first team, makes a perfect impact. Half-time at a misty Borussia Park. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Werder Bremen 1. On to the second half highlights, the 51st minute. And here comes Kirk again for Bremen. Early in the second half, it's off the post. Jan Sommer save onto the post, incredible. 55th minute, Mönchengladbach on the attack. And Asani Play has the ball. Borussia Mönchengladbach lead for the first time. And the unbeaten streak in the Bundesliga looks set to continue. Asani Play, who scored 2 goals against Bayer Leverkusen, could potentially be the match winner here against Werder Bremen. Minutes ago, Werder Bremen almost retook the lead with a strike from Falkirk, and a sunny play comes up the other end and puts the ball into the back of the net, and Mönchengladbach are in control now on the score sheet. Asani plays 6th goal of this Bundesliga season, and in the second half it's all smiles for Borussia Mönchengladbach. It's 2-1 against Werder Bremen. What a comeback. 76th minute. Mönchengladbach have the ball. Sakara now. Lehner. Andre Silva twisting and turning. Brilliant little piece of skill there from Silva. And there's support from Thuram. Oh, I think it was a Sani play and it hit the post. But the full-time whistle goes. Another 3 points for Borussia Mönchengladbach. The first time they have won 3 consecutive Bundesliga matches. Werder Bremen will rue the chances they had, particularly one from Falkirk early in the second half. He hit the post, and a Sani play strike proved to be the turning point as Borussia Mönchengladbach grew confidence after that goal. But it's another 3 points, and Mönchengladbach cement 5th place in the table. Full time here at a misty and joyous Borussia Park. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Werder Bremen 1. So then, with the joy of Borussia Park, let's go on our travels. This time to Hanover 96 at their wonderful arena, the HDI Arena. And it's going to be a very tough task for Hanover 96, really having a terrible start to the Bundesliga season. They're in the bottom 3 positions with no wins at all, I believe. Borussia Mönchengladbach, of course, in a hot rain at form. They are the overwhelming favourites to get the 3 points. But of course, with the rain starting to come down, it's going to be difficult conditions here, of course, as well, with a sellout crowd. For Borussia Mönchengladbach, Briel Mbolo has scored 5 goals in his last 3 matches for Mönchengladbach in both domestic as well as European level. He also, Borussia Mönchengladbach as well, also have a pretty decent away record. They've only lost once all season, which was against Mainz, when they lost horribly 4-0. We've beaten Köln, got a point at Hoffenheim, drew against Borussia Dortmund, and hopefully we can continue our good streak here. But Hanover 96, they'll try and put up a good fight and fight as much as they can in front of their home fans. Let's look at Hanover 96 lineup. Zieler is in goal. Horn and Korb and Oliveira are completing the rubber. Patrick Højbjerg, who came from Southampton, starts in the midfield, and there is their front 3. So a 4-3-3 formation for Hanover 96. And there's the lineup for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Vestergaard, another former member of Southampton, will go head-to-head with his former teammate. Of course, this team will be very happy and full of confidence after their 6-2 demolition of Pubin Münster in the 3rd division in the second round of the DFB Pokal. And there goes the half-time whistle. Very, very poor performance. Very surprised. Hanover 96 did put up a good fight, but to be fair, both teams cancelled each other out. It was a bit of a dogfight in the midfield. Not many chances created. We had one attempt, but it was horribly off target. At half-time at the HDI Arena, it's Hanover 96 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. So very, very, very poor first half for both teams. Actually, it was a bit of a snore fest, really, I'm sure, for the fans. The half-time results: Düsseldorf are 2-1 down against Bayern Munich. Bayer Leverkusen leave VfB Stuttgart 2-0. Red Bull Leipzig are 1-0 down against FC Köln. Same goes for Hoffenheim against FSV Mainz. On to the 53rd minute now of the second half. Mönchengladbach have the ball. They need to be much better than they were in the first half, but have been dispossessed from Hanover. Vestergaard's trying to get involved and couldn't. Now Hanover on the attack. The crowd are going for it here. And it's going to be a strike from Zaluda. Oh, that's a great save from Zucco. Carnage in the box. The strike came off the post. Oh, carnage at sea, and it goes wide. Hanover 96 just loaded our box there. That was the best chance. Hanover 96 fans cheer as the final whistle goes. A very disappointing result and performance from Borussia Mönchengladbach. I expected 3 points. Hanover 96 were the better side in the second half. They were more determined to get the win than Borussia Mönchengladbach was, and not very good at all. I mean, we continue our unbeaten streak away in the Bundesliga, as well as our good away record, but disappointment as we've dropped points here at the HDI Arena. Full time in the Bundesliga match, it's Hannover 96-0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. So with that disappointment over, let's turn our attention to the UEFA Europa League, where we'll be going away to Turkey to face Istanbul Basaksehir. Let's begin the press conference. They're asking us if Thorgan Hazard is in good form, if we're going to see more of him. Absolutely. The first team will be on their travels to Turkey to possibly cement first place in the group. My response is different opponents require different tactics. I hope he doesn't hold it against me. It's not personal. The reporter asks if Istanbul Basaksehir are in similar in terms of ability. Well, we must not underestimate Istanbul Basaksehir, specifically on their home turf. But after the 5-1 demolition we had at Borussia Park in the first match of the Europa League, it comes as no surprise that the reporters are asking us that question. I'm sure. And the final question is, of course, in reference to the 5-1 demolition. Will we win again? I'm sure we will. Well, hopefully we will win again. Maybe not in the same fashion, but then again, we did put 5 goals past Roma in the Stadio Olimpico. So that concludes the press conference for the UEFA Europa League match. And speaking of the Europa League, we will begin the match. Match day 5 here at Istanbul Basaksehir, specifically their stadium, the Fatih Terim Stadium, with the Rangers starting to come down. Mönchengladbach do have something to play for, top spot in the group despite already qualified. Istanbul Basaksehir are just playing for pride. But no doubt they will give everything they can in front of their home fans. Mönchengladbach will hope to get back to continue winning ways in the UEFA Europa League. Well, it's going to be an interesting match, that's for sure. Andre Silva will be keen to get on the score sheet once again. He scored 2 goals, I believe, against Istanbul Basaksehir in the first meeting at Borussia Park. But I think it's going to be a tougher test here on their home turf. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the season so far. I mean, obviously, other than the very bad start we had. But after the surprise against Wolfsburger AC, it's important we get back on track. There's Istanbul Basaksehir's line, very defensive there. Their captain, I think it's their captain. Oh no, he's not the captain. Martin Skrtel is in the defence, and Gulbradsen is the sole attacker, going for the 4-5 or 4-5-1 formation. I think that is. There's our lineup. The first team does indeed return. Thuram there is making his 3rd Europa League appearance. We haven't been doing well in terms of clean sheets, mine. So it's about time we get another clean sheet on the board. 17th minute, Mönchengladbach have been dominating from the start. Mostly struggling to create chances. And a sunny play. He's been picked out. Oh, keeper saved it. But it fell kindly to Andre Silva, who scores again against Istanbul Basaksehir. And Borussia Mönchengladbach lead in Turkey. The keeper did his best from the strike from Asani play, but it ricocheted. The ball ricocheted kindly to Andre Silva. Bit unlucky there from Istanbul Basaksehir's point of view. But Borussia Mönchengladbach opened the scoring here. And the race for first place in the group is on. Andre Silva scores his 4th goal in the Europa League, and now 3 of them have come against Istanbul Basaksehir. It's Istanbul Basaksehir 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 1. 33rd minute, Mönchengladbach breathing with confidence. Here's Thuram, and a sunny play. Can he strike this time? Oh, keeper's made another mistake. And Andre Silva takes advantage of that as well. And Borussia Mönchengladbach extend their lead The keeper was at fault there. He spilled it. Asani player thought he might have a strike, but I think he was trying to pass it to Andre Silva. I think it was Martin Skirtle who actually got in the way. The ball took a deflection and it fell very kindly to the keeper. But of course the ball then came off the keeper and fell to Andre Silva. It was almost a carbon copy of the first one. And Andre Silva loves scoring against Istanbul Başakşehir. 5 goals now in the Europa League. 4 of them against Istanbul Başakşehir. Quite incredible. And there goes the half-time whistle. Routine stuff for Borussia Mönchengladbach, in control from the first minute to the last of the first half. Andre Silva managed to score 2 rather lucky, fortunate goals after 2 mistakes from Istanbul Başakşehir's keeper. But half-time in Turkey, it is Istanbul Başakşehir 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 2. On to the second half honours, the 68th minute, and Istanbul have a goal kick and immediately have given it away from Ginter. Now here's a sunny play. Can he get on the score sheet? He's had 2 attempts already. And the third attempt was the best of all. A thunderbolt from a sunny play that wraps up the 3 points. And the final of the Champions League, which is being hosted in Istanbul, are seeing a masterclass from the Germans. Sunny play just took the ball. No determination there or desire to close Mönchengladbach down. Tons of space, plenty of opportunities, plenty of time to think as well. And that is a cracking strike there from Asani play on his right foot. And that wraps up the 3 points here, no doubt. On a rainy night in Istanbul. Asani play scores his third goal in the Europa League, and it's one-way traffic. It's Istanbul Başakşehir 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 3. And the final whistle goes of the second half. A fantastic away performance, yet another fantastic away performance for Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Europa League. A fantastic performance from Mönchengladbach, much better than the home game against Wolfsberger AC. Andre Silva scored 2 goals after 2. It was rather fortunate. The ball fell his way after 2 mistakes from Başakşehir's keeper. Asani play got a goal, the sole goal in the second half. But full time here in Istanbul, it is Istanbul Başakşehir 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 3. And we confirm our place in the Europa League round 32 stage as well. We probably have before, but there we go. They were asking me about Thorgan Hazard in the post-match interview, and yeah, he was alright. He was pretty quiet, actually, to be fair. He didn't have many most spectacular moments. He kept pretty quiet. But now, of course, they're asking about was Andre Silva the hero? He did play well. He did play very, very well, I must admit. He created some great opportunities, great chances. Of course, he took the 2 goals when the ball fell to him. Didn't feel under pressure or anything like that. And of course, they're expecting, if Mönchengladbach was expecting a more competitive match, well, we did win 5-1, so I suppose it was more competitive. I think the second half, well, we did batter them for the entirety of the second half, so I'm kind of surprised we didn't come away with like 5 or 6 goals. But
thanks very much.
That's the way it is, and we got a win and a clean sheet as well, which is a nice thing to have as well. Let's take a look then at the Bundesliga table then. Bayern Munich are still top with 35 points, unbeaten still, 11 wins, 2 draws, no defeats, 31 goals scored, 5 conceded. Bayer Leverkusen remain in second place with 31 points, 10 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats, 23 goals scored, 11 conceded. Red Bull Leipzig are remaining in third with 30 points, 10 wins, no draws. The only team, I think, yet to have a draw in the Bundesliga. 3 defeats, 25 goals scored, 8 conceded. Borussia Dortmund remain in fourth place with 29 points, 9 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats, 27 goals scored, the second best offensive record in the league, and also have the second best defensive record in the league, conceding 6 goals. TSG Hoffenheim are up to 5th place with 25 points, 8 wins, 1 draw, 4 defeats, 20 goals scored, 11 conceded. Borussia Mönchengladbach do fall to 6th, but they have a game in hand with 24 points. 9th is Augsburg, who have 16 points. 10th is Fortuna Düsseldorf with 15 points. Werder Bremen are 11th with 14 points. Eintracht Frankfurt is behind them on the goal difference. Mainz is 13th with 13 points. Cologne is 14th with the same amount of points. Schalke is still 15th with 8 points. They have 2 wins, 2 draws, 9 defeats, 10 goals scored, 26 conceded. Nuremberg is in the relegation playoff still with 7 points, 2 wins, 1 draw, 10 defeats, 13 goals scored, 31 conceded. That is the worst defence in the Bundesliga. Hannover 96 is up a position to 17th with 5 points, 1 win, 2 draws, and 10 defeats, 10 goals scored, 28 conceded. VfB Stuttgart now prop up the table with 5 points on goal difference, 1 win, 2 draws, 9 defeats, 7 goals scored, the worst offensive record in the Bundesliga, and 30 goals scored conceded, the second worst defence, in the Bundesliga. In terms of the round 2 of the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, Werder Bremen won at Heidenheim, Wolfsburg beat Bochum 2-1, Cologne lost narrowly 1-0 against Augsburg by Leverkusen. Augsburg, I think, won on penalties, or Eintracht Frankfurt. Union Berlin did win on penalties against Darmstadt. Nuremberg lost 2-0 to Bayern Munich. Mainz won on penalties 2-2 against Unterrachting, whatever you say in their name. Freiburg won 3-0 against Kiel. On to the next page, Fürth lost 2-0 to Hoffenheim. As you can see, Mönchengladbach won 6-2 against 3rd Division side Tübingen Münster. Regensburg lost 3-0 to Hertha Berlin. VfB Stuttgart lost 3-1 to Schalke. Karlsruhe SC lost 3-0 to Red Bull Leipzig. Hannover 96 lost 4-0 to Borussia Dortmund. Wiesbaden lost 3-1 at home to Hamburg. Fortuna Düsseldorf won 3-1 against Karlsruhe. But let's look at the third round and some fantastic ties. And all Bundesliga ties, Borussia Mönchengladbach hosts Werder Bremen once again in the third round of the DFB Pokal. Eintracht Frankfurt first VSB Mainz. Hamburg will host Wolfsburg of the Bundesliga as well. Red Bull Leipzig had an away tie. Hertha Berlin hosts Fortuna Düsseldorf. Freiburg of the second division hosts Schalke. Hoffenheim will play second division side Union Berlin, but we have a Der Klassiker in the German Cup, Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund, no doubt contenders to win the tournament. Let's take a look at the Europa League. Mönchengladbach are top on goal difference and will remain on top on goal difference. They have 12 points, same as Roma, who won 3-0 at home against Wolfsburg AC. Besiktas are third with 3 points ahead on goal difference. Let's take a look then at the preview of the next episode. We have a Bundesliga home match against VfB Stuttgart, who are, of course, bottom of the league. But the biggest game of the episode is a home match against the undefeated and record champions Bayern Munich. That is a massive game. We have to try and get a good result against the champions. And then we will conclude the episode with the last game of the Europa League group stage, Group J, at home against AS Roma. So battle of the top 2 teams in the group. So yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series. I certainly am making it and producing the content. So yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time. Thank you.